All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Sports Clash. It's been like 2 weeks, but we're back, and we've been active, man. I mean, we're picking on Sobet, posted daily. I mean, we're having fun, but it's good to be back here with you, Chris. How you doing, bud?
Good, man. Yeah, long time no talk, but actually not really. I mean, we've
I
been
mean,
posting daily.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, been loving it. It's been fun to kind of keep the mojo from the football season going into this. It's not like our tremendous forte, but we're up and we're winning some money with some folks. So,
yeah, man. It's
um,
it's weird. It's basketball season, and that's not our sport, really. I mean, I'd say it's baseball, football, basketball, but you
I'd
know.
throw soccer ahead of basketball just, but
You would? Yeah.
no, college basketball, I know. The NBA,
Yes.
boy, howdy. I just donate money to the NBA sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I had some big nights recently in the NBA, and then my last few, I've just pivoted and just they're just taking all my money back that I won. So it's been frustrating, but we're having fun doing it, and I'm just there's more stress because like yeah, I'm taking all of my picks. Like I'm right there with everybody who's following us, telling us, and I love betting. I can just make any game exciting. I mean, that's the draw, man. But
It's a
like,
good little community too. There's a lot of
yes,
like-minded people, a
there's
lot of people
some
doing the same stuff, and
there's some
it's
really
great.
good pros on there, like some handicappers that are just winning big money. And
Yeah, the
one day,
sports clash.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we are, we really are, and I mean, a lot of it is due to the previous week. I crushed NBA. This week, you're absolutely this past week, you crushed college basketball. You are up 6 units yourself on your college basketball picks. So the unit thing too. I mean, I've been telling you kind of how to figure out how to calculate units and everything. It's something we knew, but like when you're betting every night, you're not really thinking about it, and not a ton of people are thinking about it. But now it's like, all right, I have my unit. I know what I'm comfortable betting, how much I'm going to put on each bet. If I'm really confident in one, maybe we'll go 2 units. Um, and then you're kind of looking at the calculation of what you're actually winning back on a minus 115, a minus 130. And again, it's stuff you knew, but to calculate it over time and say, oh shit, I'm up 6 units on the week. That's a good amount of money based on my unit. That's awesome. And it's based on, if somebody else is tailing us and their unit's a grand, they're up big right now. So it's
Point.
fun. And like I said, for college basketball this past week, you're 14-6, up 6 units. So very impressive. On the past week, we are 18-14 overall. I didn't have a great NBA week, but this past week we've had back to back winning weeks. We're up in March. We're up a couple of units, so it's been fun, and that's what we're trying to do. And now we started our little series, our head to head, like we did with football. We're doing it for March. It's called 3 Point Plays. Twice a week, we're each picking three basketball picks. You're doing your college. I'm doing NBA. Going
Never
head to head.
graduate.
Head to head, exactly. I'm a pro. I mean, what am I gonna say? I'm betting with the
Uh,
pros.
yeah,
But
I peaked.
but
Yeah.
but so we released the first episode today, and then we had our three picks, and we're watching it live right now. We're I wanted to get together for this, and while we record, we can watch our picks. And I tailed you on Duke minus 5.5, and that hit.
Don't tell
And
anybody I bet on Duke. Don't tell anybody. I hate them.
you told everyone, and it was good
You're
because
right.
everybody won money, including myself. But I lost my first bet. Fucking the Nets. It was one of those almost like talking myself out of my own thoughts.
Hmm.
But the net. I took the Hawks against the Nets, and that didn't work out. The Nets destroyed them 2 games. And I was like, you know what? The Nets look good. They're playing good basketball. The Grizzlies have nobody healthy. Not one star player is healthy. So I'm like, you know what? 9.5 at home. Let's go with the Nets. And they lose outright. And Luke Kennard. It's Luke Kennard. My goodness, 25 points. It's
You don't
just,
like
it's
Luke
so.
Kennard?
Luke Kennard's fine, but he's dropping 25 points on my ass, and I don't like it. He's 6 for 9 from three, and I get he can do that, but like, come on. You also have some guy named Jake LaRavia,
Oh yeah,
who's
he's my favorite.
yeah, he's averaging 5 points a game. He got 14 and 10 tonight, double double. Probably his first career double double. It's just one of those things. Like, and the Nets are not good, but at home against a team like the Grizzlies, who all of their decent players are hurt, what are we doing? But that's the NBA, and that's what happens. So
Why I avoid like the plague. There's
yeah,
too many variables in the NBA between the players having the power, resting,
yeah, the
between
injuries.
the home court advantage, the injuries that are just silly, the minutes restrictions, all that stuff. Give me some kids that are going out playing, getting a shoe deal. I love that. They're playing for money now, but at the same time, two of my bets were small schools where I bet you they're probably grinding for a sandwich at this point. So um but yeah, no, I honestly like I've been having a lot of fun with it, but the NBA has never been my forte. I love LeBron, and that's pretty much what I've followed. That's about it. And then whenever I dump money on the Lakers late night, I'm like, damn, should have went to bed. Why did I do this? So yeah, no, I'm happy that I've got the college side. I've got also March Madness in my favor, and
Yeah,
those
should be
matchups are
fun.
teams that like I've seen. They're not random ass teams. They're teams I've seen play a couple times. But yeah, I mean, how long are we going with this? Like
Well,
a month's
we'll
time?
go through March.
Okay.
I get we can go through the end of March Madness if we want to do that. That'll give us a couple weeks of baseball, and then we can dive in to baseball, or do it at the same time. I mean, I definitely want to do at least a couple times a week our head-to-head baseball picks like we did football.
That's
So,
where you're gonna
I
kill
mean,
me.
and
That's where you're gonna kill me.
but
You got
baseball's
to
our
know
sport. I
pitchers,
mean,
bullpens. Yeah, but I'm just a
baseball's our
homer when
sport.
it comes to baseball. I'm
So am
literally just
I.
a homer.
Most of my bets are on this team, and I
Same
mean,
matter on the Orioles. They're not bad teams to bet on
Now,
by
no.
any
I mean,
means.
you were betting on the Orioles when they were shitty, so that's why you were losing. But now,
Real quick,
now they're actually
since we're on the
decent.
topic, futures for the World Series, Orioles plus 115. Go take it right now if you haven't already, there, friends.
They're only plus 115 to win the World Series.
Yeah, which is like
Jeez.
seventh. It's like down like sixth or seventh on the list. I thought it was decent odds. I mean, they're young. Like, they don't have Bradish most of the year. But I looked it up before I took it, and I was like, oh, Bradish, if the rest and recovery works out, he'll be back by the playoffs as long as we get there. But we shall see. We shall see. Yankees are, I think, ahead,
I'm
and
seeing
Dodgers
plus.
are the
I'm seeing
favorites.
plus 1600 on the Orioles to win the World Series.
It was 1500 last night.
Oh, you said 15. I thought you said 150. I was like,
Oh no, that would be incredible, and I would
yes.
love that. That would be a
What are
world I
they
want to live
winning?
in.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Yep,
So the Yankees are actually favored over the Orioles to win the World Series, which is
I know. I hated seeing
like
that.
it's weird. Like even as a Yankee fan, I'm like, what? Kind of weird. The Orioles are the young team that's only getting better and just won the division. The Yankees did get Juan Soto,
And we
so
got a big ass wall to defend against you guys now.
yeah,
That's what we had to do.
yeah. Well, I mean, all your pitchers are already hurt, so
Shut your mouth.
you need the wall. You need the
You.
wall.
I'm just waiting for Corbin Burns to, like, walk off spring training with his arm hanging.
I mean, dude, don't get me started on injuries. I'm planning on talking about that later, but
Okay.
but we're tracking our bets tonight. I think I just checked. You had Montana; they're up right
hmm
now.
They're
Uh,
covering right now, and Weber State is as well, which was 2.5. So let's go 3-0. Can't wait.
Were they plus 2.5 or
No, everybody was a favorite here. It was minus 5.5 for Duke, minus 2.5 for Weber State, and minus 7.5 for Montana. So
I think Weber
Montana's
State's
actually at
losing,
7.
pal. Weber State's down
Oh, they're
six to
playing
two.
Montana State. That's why I confused it. Oh, come on, you.
Weber State's losing, but Montana is up. So,
Come on, purple team. Let's go.
The Grizz,
Grizz.
they're up.
Yeah, don't bite the bear. The bear will bite back, baby.
That one's looking
Let's
good.
go.
They're up big right now.
I'll take a 2 in one day, any day. And like you said, when we're talking about handicapping the bets or whatever, we're not putting out anything that's more than like minus 150. There's no reason to take those
Not
bets.
even
They're
that low. Yeah, I mean, we're
yeah,
all
you
of
don't
our
need
picks
help
today.
taking those bets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the worst
So
one, the worst odds were minus 118 in our picks today. So
that was Weber and Montana were minus 118 for me because
yeah,
I was like, all right, gonna look for not like overwhelming odds or anything, but teams that like probably should be favored just slightly a little bit. People are leaning that way, whatever.
yeah.
Weaver State I've seen play. I can't believe they're gonna be my one loss
That's
if
not
they
over.
are.
It ain't over till it's over.
But yeah, no, we're not putting out anything that's crazy there, and that's why it's funny you say the calculation of the units. If you're a guy who's sitting there putting out bets that are, minus 180, minus 190, are you really bringing home enough when you lose the next one that's minus 180, minus 190? You're gonna end up down if you're taking odds like that. If you're taking odds
Right.
that are closer to the middle there, obviously you get enough wins. I'm kind of like one of those players in baseball that likes to volume themselves to stats. So I did take one 2 unit bet a couple days ago, and I was like,
Yeah, you
man,
hit
I'm
it.
feeling confident, baby. It was UConn, but normally I'm just let's put one on seven things, and we'll go for the odds, and we'll win 5 out of 7 or 4 out of 7 or whatever, and just try to come out ahead. And it's been working out.
Yeah, yeah. We're doing well, and we're up. And we could have
We're
came
doing
out
it,
and
baby.
embarrassed ourselves, but we're not doing that. We're winning people money. We're winning ourselves money. It's a good thing. It's been a lot of fun. So
If we were actually athletically competing, I guarantee you I would be out there embarrassing myself on a court or a field or whatever it is. But when it's just watching the game, I'm a full time fan now.
all right. Well, tonight is gonna be a segment night. We for football season we were in a rhythm. Every week recap Sunday. What just happened, how our bets do, what, et cetera, et cetera. Now we're in this weird world where hockey's going on, but we're not huge hockey guys until the playoffs start.
It's
Um,
incredible sports.
but yeah, we got college. You got conference tournaments coming up, and then the madness begins. NBA, you're counting down towards the playoffs, and baseball spring training. So we're kind of looking at everything, and there's a lot going on. But I think the best way to kind of talk about everything is through our segments. And I would like to start with guy or dude.
I'm just a regular, everyday, normal guy. Nothing special about me.
How do you do, dude?
He's a dude.
To move like that.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I got three potential guys, potential dudes, three candidates up for discussion here. All
Okay.
baseball. I'm honing in
Ooh,
on baseball because I'm looking at spring training. I'm looking at fantasy baseball season starting. And there's a couple of guys I'm like, oh, it's like, do I
it's
really buy into these guys or
because you're nervous. You're talking to the defending champion right here. So
my league?
yeah, it's the only league I care about. I love beating you.
Yeah, you're decent in my league. I love our league.
I'm the worst dynasty baseball player ever, though.
You really
Probably among the lower third of people who play dynasty.
you like to tinker. You got assets though. All right, listen, let's dive
All right.
into it because some of this is tied into that anyway.
Okay, let's do it.
A guy that I just traded from my dynasty team that I'm going to try to convince myself sucks. Dylan Cease. Now, Dylan Cease of the White Sox is young. I mean, he's kind of in his prime. He's 28. Um, in 2022, he had a breakout All Star, like just an ace season. Went 14-8. Um, you know, great K per nine, 11 Ks per nine. His walk rate was high, but he made it work. And he had a 2.2 ERA. he previously his best ERA was 3.9, so he looked phenomenal. And then 2023 hit 7-9, 4.58 ERA, whip through the roof. Guy walks 4 batters per 9 innings, and his K rate was down. Now, what's going to happen with Dylan Cease? He's been a trade candidate. The White Sox are in the shitter. They are not going anywhere. Everybody thought they were going to be it. They had Eloy, and I mean Cease was a part of it, Luba, but it's just not. It's not happening.
All the Cubans.
Yeah, they've kind of got a disaster on their hands. So Cease will probably be traded at some point this season. But is he an ace, or is he just a guy who has some filthy stuff, can strike out a bunch of guys, but he's really like a 3? I want to know what you think before I talk about him. Dylan
Yeah,
Cease, guy or dude?
I think I put Dylan Cease last year as a good, bad, shitty candidate. I put him as a good. We were talking about him possibly being traded to the Yankees or the Orioles, but now you're talking about a different thing. You're talking about, is this the guy that's going to anchor a rotation?
Yes.
Is he going to fall off? Is he going to become that elite guy that he has the stuff to be, or is he not? Shoot, this is a tough one because it does depend on where he ends up. I think. I think he has elite stuff. His strikeout percentage is still among the tops of the league, even though it was down, and he did walk some people. But I also attribute it to the just hot garbage that the White Sox organization is. I think you put him in with like a pitching coach and a catcher who actually care, and he ends up in a situation where he's on a winner and he's a 1 or 2 guy. I think he becomes a dude. I really do. I think he has everything to put it together. And last year for the White Sox was an absolute nightmare. Outside of Lubob, I mean, that's about it. You traded Jake Berger and he went off, right? For another team. So like there's no real rhyme or reason in the numbers why I'm saying this, but I like the way that the guy works. And I think in the pitch clock era, he works fast. He calls his own pitches. He's got the stuff. And when he gets into a rhythm, he's scary. When he gets out of a rhythm, then it's like, okay. It's like I feel like there might be a bomb start every once in a while. So I'm struggling to call him a dude. Um, when I know that there could be a ticking time bomb there. But I think if he gets off the White Sox, he's going to be a dude wherever he goes. I really do. I am a fan of Dylan Cease, spin rate, the way that he pitches, the confidence that he exudes. I think he's just in a terrible situation with the White Sox, and they're still trying to figure out who's in charge over there. I mean, they've got Pedro Grifolo, I think, who was like a minor league manager who had like no control last year. They bring him back. Tony La Russa was getting DUIs and he was the manager there. There's like things that just have happened there that just created this culture where they just suck. And Cease, I think, has been the shining star out of that, in spite of that. And I really, really would love to see him go to a contender because I think he can do it. And I would love, love to see him perform after I traded him to you for Gavin Lux, and then you flipped him for what, draft picks in Dynasty?
Draft picks and talent, some pitchers. Not the greatest pitchers, but I mean,
So I'm gonna go dude. I'm gonna
All
go
right,
dude.
all
Where are you
right.
going?
I'm going Guy. Now
Wow.
I'm
He was a
going.
big Cease guy last
I'm
year.
I'm going Guy because I saw something last year that concerns me. There was a drop in velocity. Now, does he have an injury? I haven't heard anything about that. But in 2022, when he dominated, his average fastball velocity was 97 miles an hour, 96.9. That was the same the previous year, 2021, 96.8. The previous year was 97.6. So, like, he kind of found a comfort zone around 97 and was good. Last year, he dropped a whole mile per hour. His average was 95.8. And you could tell that hurt. His fastball on Fangraphs, the year he dominated, his fastball value was 1.8. This year it was minus 3.6. This past year, 2023, and his slider was also much less effective. Obviously, working off of the fastball where he dropped the velocity. Now,
Right.
if he regains the velocity, maybe we see 2022 Cease again. But even at his best, he walks a ton of guys, way too many guys to be a number one. At his peak, he's a number two. I really think he settles in as a three who gets a little bit erratic, kind of an AJ Burnett type. Burnett in his prime
Good calm.
was, he was just a high strikeout, high walk guy who he could come out and dominate one night, and then he could come out and walk the ballpark and be out of there in the second inning. So for me, that kind of pitcher is a guy. There's guys out there who can do that. He's got the stuff of a dude, but you got to put it all together. There's only so many guys. And we talked about this last year with Guy or Dude, and we were talking about Zach Gallen, and I think Zach
Mhm.
Gallen is a dude because he's an ace. He's the guy that you can turn to, number one, even number two, like just a playoff start. You want him on the mound. Cease would terrify me on the going on the mound in a playoff game because you don't know where you're going to get. Could he prove me wrong this year? Sure, but I think Cease is a guy.
Well, I mean, to your point, back when he had that year, wasn't he the third pitcher? Was he the third guy on the staff or second guy on the staff?
I
So
think he was up there. I mean, right now they don't have anybody. Like Kopech, they're trying to bring back, but who knows? They brought in Michael
yeah.
Soroka from the Braves, but like he's a reclamation project at this point.
So what, double Achilles?
Yeah, they got
It shouldn't even be walking.
Yeah, you look at their rotation right now. I mean, they're a mess. A
Yeah,
couple years ago, there was some more there, but yeah.
I like the White Sox. I love Lubob. I love Moncada. I love Eloy. But at the same time, you never get all three of them together, and you never get all three of them actually doing well together. So I can see it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Cease as a dude until he proves me otherwise. And I think you're gonna go with him as a guy until he proves you otherwise. So
Yeah, that's a guy.
cool.
That's a guy.
Well, I think we'll agree to
All right,
disagree on this one.
fine. Another one.
Fine.
I got another pitcher, a guy who has no team right now because his fucking agent Scott Boras is a dumb piece of shit who's so arrogant and lets his ego get in the way, and he's still got four guys sitting out there. "Oh, what am I doing?" Matt Chapman just took a garbage ass deal with the Giants. I mean, it's not looking good for Boris and his holdouts. And I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but Blake Snell coming off a Cy Young in the NL, his second career Cy Young. That's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, guys don't win two Cy Youngs. That being said, there's a reason Blake Snell has not been signed yet. He doesn't give you a lot of innings. He's kind of that new age pitcher that goes five, maybe into the sixth and ducks out. He's got a good fastball. He's been consistent. I look at the consistency. That plays a big part of my decision. I'm going to say that Blake Snell is a dude. And I'm surprised that he's still out there. And when I say he's a dude, the only thing that has ever held Blake Snell back has been injuries. When he's been hurt, he's struggled, and he's had years where he was in and out. But when he's healthy and pitching at his best, there are not many better. And where I see the consistency is when you look at Fangraphs and you look at his velocity. He's been at the same velocity for 6 years now. He's been in the 95 to 96 range, 95.6, 95.9, 95.3. Like he's there, and it's been for a while. He's got the slider, he's got the curveball, and the change. He's a four-pitch pitcher, which I like in a starter. It's very tough to succeed consistently as a starter with two pitches. Even the three, you can, you're fine. But I look at Blake Snell and I understand why he hasn't gotten the big deal. He's 31. He's had the injury history. But you sign Blake Snell right now to a 3-year deal, and you instantly become a World Series contender if you're one of the contenders right now. Like you add an ace. He's a legitimate ace. There's concern, sure, but if Boris can get the stick out of his ass and let the guy sign for 3 years for bigger money instead of trying to go for the mega deal that he ain't getting, Blake Snell's going to help a team win a lot of big games if he stay healthy, and that to me is a dude. What do you think?
So Chapman was injury prone too. Snell's injury prone. I mean, they're getting this tag right now, and a Boris deal this year is different than a Boris deal in other years. So I would love to see him sign for a 3-year deal, just like what's his face Bellinger and Chapman did for sure, with opt outs and things like that. That seems to be Boris's pivot. But at the same time, that puts him what at 34, 35 in his next contract for an injury prone pitcher. I mean, I'd hold out if I were him. Honestly, I'd hold out until the regular season. I mean, you've done and have the resume that you just described. You've earned the money, and a team should want you. And if you go to a contender, I guarantee you, if they need you, he will go 6 innings very regularly. The problem is, if he doesn't go to a contender, I think that they try to stretch him out and go 6 innings for no reason because they have no bullpen, and that's when you'll get hurt. But at the same time, I think Blake Snell is a great pitcher. I'm going dude hard. I'm 100% on the Blake Snell
Thoughts?
bandwagon. Whew. I've been trying to trade for him in Dynasty, and it's just not working out. So the problem is, you go to San Diego where everybody goes to die. If he was still a Tampa Bay pitcher, everybody would want him like crazy, right?
Well, those
But
guys, the Tampa
now
Bay pitchers get hurt every year. I think he's better off staying away from Tampa Bay.
Right, but
If
look
he
at
was
what
healthy, it's
McClanahan got
ideal.
with the Dodgers. I mean, McClanahan hasn't been hurt.
Glass now. Glass
Sorry,
now.
Glass. Sorry, Glass
Yeah.
has been injury prone as well. But yeah, no, I like Blake Snell. You're a big velo guy, apparently.
Well,
I like
I look at consistency when in the velo. I don't want to see dips, and I want to see effectiveness of the breaking balls coming off of that fastball, and that's
you
the
love breaking balls. I got it. No, I got you. Blake Snell is a
big
dude.
ball
We're gonna
buster.
we're gonna agree on that. We're gonna
Yeah.
agree on that
All right.
100%.
All
And
right.
you gave all the proof that's needed.
All right. All right. I got you one guy that you got on your dynasty team, who I think is a big asset, and he was
Okay.
hurt last year. People forgot about him a little bit. Oneil Cruz for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He took the league by storm for a minute 2 years ago, and then was in 2022. He was like the guy, like, oh my god, I love watch. Everybody loved watching this guy. Then he got hurt, and then he missed all of last year with an ankle injury. Played 9 games. He's coming back this year. He's healthy. He's in camp. He's 25 years old. He has all the talent in the world. Ellie, now the easy comp that everybody makes is the Cruz boy. They're not related in any way, but
Cruise missiles.
they're such similar
Their
players.
dad's Nelson.
Yeah, no, false, but sure.
False.
O'Neill Cruz and Ellie De La Cruz, and Ellie hit this league by storm last year, and it's that power speed combo from a big body. It's all of a sudden, I guess they're making them every year now. They're just coming out of the woodwork. But I mean, this guy is a stud. I feel like people aren't treating him as such right now. He's forgotten a bit in spring training and in fantasy drafts, and I like it that way. But
Hmm.
O'Neill Cruz is a dude, man. And if he gets over now, he's had multiple ankle injuries, which when you have a recurring injury like that, it's concerning. But O'Neill Cruz for me is a dude. Chris, what do you think?
Well, I own this guy, so I am
We
biased.
don't own anyone.
Sure. Okay, I roster him in Dynasty. Sorry,
Fine,
wrong turn of
that's
phrase.
better. Come on now. I mean,
Sorry,
what are we doing here? It's unbelievable. There's a reason
terrible.
ESPN changed the auction draft to a salary cap draft. Right?
I
Get your
roster
shit
O'Neill
together.
Cruz. I do need to. I need Pete C. Principal over here. Jeez Louise. All right, yeah. So I've got Ellie and I've got O'Neill, and I think this is why I'm gonna go guy on O'Neill. It's because I own Ellie, and
You
it's
don't
the easy
own
comp. Sorry, I have Ellie on my dynasty roster, and I don't have to give him up. But yeah, anywho, I've got the Cruz missiles. I love them both. But O'Neil Cruz is on a shit team with shit management, and he's clearly showing to be injury prone at this point. He might be too skinny for his frame, whereas Ellie's a little bit more stacked, you know? So at the end of the day, I love O'Neil Cruz, and I think he has the potential to be a dude. His situation is not good for him. He's 25. I don't know that he ages well. I think his first contract has to be his biggest contract, and he's got to stay healthy. But boy, his the way that he throws the ball, I was breaking records with how he was throwing the ball across the diamond. And some of the home runs that he hits are just absolutely electric. But what happens in between, to me, is too many strikeouts, too many injuries, not enough walks, and while a good player, I'm just not going to throw my money on the Pirates player regardless of who they are. Um, I like
That's
him.
fair.
I'm not trading him. I want to see where it goes. But at the same time, I am comping him to Ellie, and I am saying that he's the 1B to the 1A there.
That's fair.
I go guy.
All right. I'll send some trade offers to you later tonight.
I have like 4 or 5 shortstops, and I need to get rid of one. But like it's Dansby Swanson, Carlos Correa, O'Neil Cruz, Ellie De La Cruz, and Gunnar Henderson. Who do you trade? Like, where's the decision there? Like,
Carlos Correa.
well, yes, but nobody wants his foot, his plantar fasciitis,
Yeah.
and
True.
his terrible ankle. So, but anywho, guy on that one.
All right. Good work, guy or dude. I mean, baseball, man. Fucking just deep diving into fan graphs gets me going. Really gets me going.
I
Get
know.
excited.
You're a big
Love it.
research guy. That's why you're better at the analytics than me.
Well, we'll see. But let's move on.
I test.
Guy or dude behind us. Moving on. LFG or Nabi. Christopher, I know you got some takes. Let me
Do. I do. Let's keep the baseball rolling then, man. I'll start with that one. It wasn't going to be my first one that I lead with, but we're talking about pitchers. We're talking about baseball. Um, LFG or not be. Tarik Skubal's a top 5 fantasy pitcher.
let's fucking go. Yo, I am all in on Tarik Skubal.
Okay.
So I have him in a keeper league, two hitters, two pitchers, and I think I grabbed him off waivers last year. And the
Yeah.
second half of last year, he was absolutely unbelievable. He's got filthy stuff, and I haven't done my full research on Skubal, but what you see from at the source is just when healthy again for all these guys, when healthy, he's got ace stuff, and the Tigers. I'm actually really excited about this year if they can get some of these pitchers healthy. Casey Mize included, along with Skubal, but
Love that guy.
Skubal showed, I mean, everything that you want to see in the once he came back from the injury last year, and I think he just so I had a dominant spring training outing, like a couple 6 Ks in 4 innings or something like that.
Struck out 6 out of 9 he faced against the Red Sox
Yes,
either
yeah,
today or yesterday.
yeah. I mean,
Today.
yeah, Sunday night, Sunday day. Either way, just really good stuff. Now, does the
Skubal snaps.
the sample size with him is small, but there's a reason that he had kind of the pedigree, and he has the solid velocity where you saw an uptick last year. It was the previous years he was hovering around low 94. Last year he's throwing it at 95.8, so that's a big jump. And if he can
Look
play
at this velo guy over here.
if he can if he can play his changeup and slider off of that, and he's got a very effective slider. It's a good pitcher. I'm. Would you say top 5? I got excited when you mentioned Skubal. That might
Top
be a
5.
that might be a hot take, but his
What's the
K
point of
percentage
this?
was there. His walk percentage was really low. He gets ground balls. I mean, he's got everything that you want to see out of a 27-year-old lefty. Like, let's go. And I mean, he's got all the potential in the world. He's a draft day steal anywhere you look. He is.
I think so.
He's a guy who I kept along with Aranola as my two pitchers. I could have picked between. I also Mitch Keller was an option there. Keller was all over the map last year. He was dominant at times, but Skubal just wow, he looks great. A lot to be excited about there. I am. Let's fucking go, Tarik Skubal.
It's sweet. All right, well, I'm going to piggyback off of that, and I'm going to say, well, I like him, and I'm a fan of Manning and Mize and the young studs that they have in their rotation. So LFG or not be, the Tigers make the playoffs.
Boy.
I didn't get the reaction there, so I'm going to say you're going to only not be.
No, you know what? No, the American League Central has been waiting for a team, and I think the Tigers make that jump this year. Let's fucking go. They're gonna win the Central. The Guardians are toast. The Twins have some decent pitching, but they're the Twins. They're in it, like just that 88, 89, 90 win team every fucking year. It's the same thing. Let's go Tigers, man. I love the lineup. A young lineup. You saw Torkelson last year finally develop
He
into
can get
the
going, and Riley Green can
Riley
stay
Green.
healthy.
Riley Green was a guy I almost brought up for guy or dude today. I love it. Let's fucking go. Let's get the Tigers in the playoffs, man. That AL Central's been a joke for so long. I would love
Really
to
has
see.
been.
And I hate the Tigers from years ago.
I don't give a shit about him.
They knocked the Yankees out a couple of years in a row back in the day.
Oh,
But
must be tough. You were in the playoffs,
well,
fucker.
yeah, most years. Yeah. But
All
yeah,
right, well,
I'm in.
that was just kind of a sidecar on that Tarik Skubal one. I'm gonna go with another baseball one here, and then I have one more after that's not baseball. But this one here, I am a huge fan of this guy, about as big of a fan of this guy as I am of LeBron in basketball, and that's Bryce Harper. I think Bryce Harper is the NL MVP this year. Um, I'll give him a 25% chance of being the NL MVP this year. LFG or not be.
Man, what's with Acuna's knee? Because if Ronald Acuna's healthy, he's gonna win another MVP.
If. But it's also been if Bryce Harper's healthy too. But he's saying it's the healthiest he's ever felt. And he's in an incredible lineup coming back, returning everybody and playing first base. Too stressful. So, Reese Hoskins out of the way. You can focus on hitting. I honestly think that Bryce Harper has a legitimate shot at getting, I think, his third MVP, third National League MVP.
He's I don't know. I don't know if I can get excited about it because there's other guys. I mean, Acuna, I think is the guy there if he's healthy. Ohtani is in the NL now. He's not pitching, but he's not pitching, but a full season at DH, he can put up MVP numbers. I mean, Ortiz has won MVPs as a DH before, correct? So, I mean, he can easily do it. Everybody fucking loves to suck his dick. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a big season. He's up there. You got Corbin
Have a
Carroll.
big year.
You got Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts also at the same team.
I think all three cancel each other out.
No.
No?
Wrong.
Okay.
Corbin Carroll, the Diamondbacks, went to the World Series last year.
He's gonna have like a finger injury. I'm telling you, he's gonna steal too many bases. He's gonna have like a
I hate when you call injuries. You're eerily good at it, and
except for Chris Sale. Chris Sale, this is the year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he looks actually pretty good with the Braves.
No, it's gonna be a 20-game winner.
You know what? I'm gonna go. Nah, B. He's not winning MVP. As much as I love Bryce, nah, B.
Okay. I mean, I can see that. You take the field over one player for sure, but I mean, you see somebody locked in like Bryce Harper, it's just always impressive. And he's saying he's feeling good. I think he's on the best team in the National League right now outside of LA. And I think he does. I think he pushes for it. I give him at least 25-30% chance that it's Bryce Harper at the end of the year. I'd put a futures bet on it.
Oh, 25% chance. Okay, but This is
That's what I
LFG
said.
or not, baby.
You're not gonna listen to me. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's no in between. You're right.
Come on, man.
I can't say that.
Make a fucking
Fine.
call. Stop being a little bitch.
Let's go with the last one here then.
You got another one?
You ready? Yeah, you ready? This is the last
Alright,
one.
Jeez, how many fucking candidates you got here? Let's go.
You texted me last night, and I'm gonna put you on blast right here. The Boston Celtics are the best team in basketball.
Yeah, LFG, they are. It's if they're healthy, if they stay healthy, they can be beaten in a playoff series. They can be, but if they're fully healthy, they're gonna be tough to beat. Now they don't have a ton of depth.
Right now, best team in basketball.
Yeah,
Not later, not before. But
yeah, LFG.
yeah, I agree. Kristaps looks like he's having fun playing. He doesn't need the ball. Same thing. Jaylen Brown's not turning it over. What?
Yeah, Jalen.
Holy shit!
I don't like how well Jalen Brown's playing. That bothers me.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably one of the worst interviews ever. But anywho, I love it. I got you. I got you. I cornered you with that one. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Let's go Knicks.
Yeah. Man. All right. Speaking of, I mean, I'll talk about them soon, but this has been fun. I'm watching this fucking Lakers Thunder game. It's 37-30 with 5 minutes left in the second. What are we like? Oh my god. The shooting has been
That's low scoring for the NBA.
very. The shooting's been abysmal. SGA's having an awful night. He's only taken the 1 3, hasn't hit it. LeBron
God, you're gonna lose another competition.
Neither of my bets are looking good right now. LeBron has 4.
Montana covers, Duke covers. I thought Weber State covered, but I was wrong as hell. But yeah, I'm 2-1 right now, sitting pretty. So catch up.
I just need SGA to start chucking. They're down right now.
He will. He will.
Will he?
It was fun watching them beat the Suns the other day. He had like a move. I think it was him or Jalen Williams had a move against Grayson Allen, and Grayson Allen totally flopped like he does. And then the Thunder came back, won on the road, which I never bet on road NBA teams, but that is what it is. Thunder's fun to watch right now. Chet Holmgren, he might be one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he's a beast. I hate how this game has gone so far. And SGA just passes the ball. That's all he does. There's Luke Dort. Another 3 for fucking Luke Dort. God damn. Fuck.
They definitely followed you on social media and said, "Come on, Dort, it's your day today."
I hate how this game has gone. I hate everything about it. How's LeBron at 4 fucking points? What is he doing?
He's being an old. That's what he's doing. When you put the assists with the points, I was like, all right, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But just the points, the dude's not scoring 30 too often anymore. Meanwhile, I hardly haven't looked at an NBA box score in a while.
It's hit in like 5 straight.
That's your problem. Every streak comes to an end, buddy.
Why is it got to be when I pick it?
That's why I hate when people say like, "Oh, over their last 5, they're this, and that."
Yeah,
like,
but that's fucking analysis.
I
You got to look at it. You got to I mean, look, it's
any
about
team can win any given day.
It's about looking at the data, making calls, and
it's about the eye test.
SGA went 0 for 5 from 3 his last game. I thought he would bounce back. He's only taken 1 shot. I mean, he's not going to hit 2 threes by taking 1 3. That's mathematically impossible. I know he doesn't typically shoot a lot of threes, so he has to hit when he shoots. But he's got to hit his next 2, or else the bet's fucked. And then LeBron needs to get the volume scoring going.
And then Chris is here and Rich is here. But together we're here, of course.
I'm proud of you for going 2-1. I need to at least go 1-2, or else I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
It's okay. Just wait for conference tournaments in college basketball. That is absolute mayhem. Not March Madness. Conference tournaments. You get that's when you get Northwestern winning the Big Ten. You get like some other random ass schools making the tournament that shouldn't make the tournament. So in the next week you've got a nice little advantage on me. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Can I take the guys on the bye? I'll take the guys on the bye.
Yeah, you could do automatic push.
I just ordered Popeyes because I'm a glutton.
Oh, Popeye sounds phenomenal. I ate like
It's fun.
shit this weekend. I went
Oh,
bought cold
do it.
cuts. Yeah, the most underrated thing in the world. You go to the deli at the supermarket and you just load up on cold cuts and Italian bread from the bakery and condiments. I got a garlic aioli. Madonna. That shit
Ooh,
just like that makes the
ooh,
sandwich. You just like what is mayo? Mayo's garbage. You get a garlic aioli, spread that.
ooh,
I know I
ooh.
just pissed off Mr. Bologna and Mayo dipper.
Meanwhile, you're making fire ass Italian subs with slapping cold guts
Yo,
out there.
spread some garlic aioli on Italian bread.
Big
Slap
fan
some
of aioli.
provolone and salami and ham
Yeah.
and a little
When I get
banana,
my
couple banana
Wawa
peppers.
sandwiches, they have aioli and banana peppers. 100%.
Yes,
I
yes.
I almost named my daughter aioli.
All right, we should be fine.
That was a hot take. No, mayo, nothing above mayo. Only honey mustard above
Garlic
mayo.
aioli.
Ketchup is there. Yeah,
No,
it's still running. It's just too new.
no, garlic
It's
aioli is
not.
above mayo. It's better.
Mm-mm. No, not at all. Sorry. I mean, go to Europe. Go. I went to Greece. They dip their French fries in freaking mayo. It's dope. It's the
I mean,
best.
it's fine. There's other
But
stuff, man.
has to be Hellman's. That's it. Brand loyalty.
I'm with
Shout
you
out.
there. I'm with
Sponsor
you.
us.
I'm with you there. I'm with you
Yeah.
there. It's all right. I'm not a big
Yeah.
ketchup guy anyway. I mean, my son is. It's a toddler condiment, really. When you think about it.
Put ketchup on
Ketchup.
my grilled cheese. I put ketchup on my eggs. I put ketchup on everything. I went out to work and I was like, "Yo, you ever put like your kids? They put ketchup on their grilled cheese?" And people were like, "What?
That's weird.
Bro,
Tomato
it's the best
soup. Dip it in
combo
tomato
ever.
soup.
It's the same thing.
No,
Yeah.
ketchup is not the same thing as tomato. You make a grilled cheese. You dip it in a nice hot tomato soup. That's one thing. Cold ketchup and the grilled
Cold
cheese.
ketchup. Let's go. It's got
Oh,
the cheese and
you're a
tomato
toddler.
combo that you need.
You're a toddler.
But you know what? I take offense to that. I have a refined palate.
You dip bologna. You roll up bologna.
I tell
And
you about these things in private. These are my vices, buddy. These are my vices. Yes, bologna roll-ups. Yes, I dip
bologna
Oscar
it's got a
Mayer and
name for it.
Hellman's. I do.
It's
I
got
do.
a name
Bologna
for it.
roll-ups.
My goodness. I mean, jeez,
Whatever. Let's move on.
you and Dante could have the same lunch every day. Just
It's funny because we agree on most things aside from sports, like movies, like music. We're kind of getting there, or whatever. But yeah, it's the sports teams and clearly the freaking condiments. It's just I
I
didn't
mean,
I didn't even know you.
you have poor taste. Huh? What about mustard? What's your mustard take?
It's got to be honey mustard.
Yes. Okay. Fuck, we're on the same page there.
Are
Yeah.
you a yellow mustard or spicy brown if you have to
I'm
though?
a honey mustard or a no mustard guy.
You don't like a little spice? My dad used to tell me that spicy brown mustard put hair on your chest, like it was like a good thing. And now I'm
It's
35 and
possible.
I'm like, bro, I,
I
I,
need
I need to get rid of the hair on my chest. How do I edit
How
undo
do
what you
I
told
do
me
that?
when I was 7, 8 years
I've
old?
had very little spicy brown mustard, and I didn't need any help putting the hair on my chest or any other part of my body. So,
That's because you're Italian. Me, I got it from spicy mustard. That's it.
yeah, it
Yeah.
must be the garlic aioli. That's where I get the sweats from.
You're just glistening with garlic aioli. The sandwich Adonis.
Oh
All
man,
right.
we got to do a good, bad, shitty condiment edition.
I will sit there and I will rank the condiments with you because there are movers and shakers. Ranch was popular at one point. Honey mustard has eclipsed it. Apparently, aioli's up there now. I'm agreeing with you, but it's not eclipsing mayo.
It's new. It's a young prospect that's like
It is
taking the league by
the
storm.
Oneil Cruz
Yeah, yeah.
of condiments. I get it. I get it.
All right,
The blackened ranch from Popeyes is really good too, though. But we've wasted enough time.
pretty good. Yeah, let's talk about
It's on its way.
sports stuffs. All right, it's that time. The good, the bad, and the shitty. I'm going to start us off because I am going to talk about my guy Juan Soto. I think he's gonna be my.
Wow.
I think he's gonna be my good for the rest of the year. I think
This
he's
is
just
the
gonna be.
first time you've talked about him,
He's
though.
just gonna
So,
be my weekly good.
gosh,
Like the man is 6 for 9 in spring training with 3 homers and 7 RBIs, 2 walks. I, I'm gushing. I'm looking at his not like I look at his baseball reference page like every day, and I just check in. I'm like, "How you doing, Juan?"
it's
And it's
setting
like
in. This is the new Ted Williams. It's finally setting in for you, and this is good. This is good.
I've
Good
always
for
been
you.
a
Good for you.
I've always been a Juan Soto is overrated guy. He's a walk
Oh, really?
merchant. Blah blah blah. Like not overrated. Like obviously top 5 player, but like not like I mean when it comes to Acuna and Soto, I was always an Acuna guy. But
I was a Soto
I'm
guy.
I'm watching this man, and my goodness,
This is flipped.
unbelievable. And I don't want to say anything because the injuries that I've experienced recently are just awful. But you look at this guy's year in year out, he's playing. He's playing baseball. He goes out there and he
Loves baseball.
plays baseball. And he loves baseball, and all he wants to do is win. And he's a World Series champion. He's an absolute superstar. He could win MVP this year with the Yankees. If him and Aaron Judge, then like, I mean, if they're both healthy all year, woohoo,
Fucking scary.
woohoo!
You know.
You hear that? You hear that pitch I just hit? You hear that?
Sure, I hate you. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. That means
Oh
your balls are right up inside your body.
man. Juan Soto's my good. Chris, who you got? Who's your good?
Oh man. Well, first off, congratulations. I'm glad that you finally realized you have the greatest player of our generation playing for you, at least for a season. I hope you don't re-sign him. And I hope that it's not like the Bash Brothers from Mighty Ducks, because I feel like it's gonna be. It's like just
Oh
muscle pumping each other. But anywho, that
yeah.
sounded weird. But my good to go a little away from the muscle men of baseball or whatever. My good's Caitlin Clark. It's an easy one. It's an obvious one. I have never enjoyed watching women's basketball the way I've enjoyed it this year. I've enjoyed it in the past. It's been fun. I've seen it live. I've been to games live. I was there when UConn broke the UCLA record against Ohio State in the Garden. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to this. Why not? This is history. They're beating John Wooden here. But it's next level when you watch Caitlin Clark, and she beat Ohio State. We have a tendency to be record breaking when it comes to the losing side with the women's basketball. But beating Pete Maravich, outscoring him, still has a year of eligibility left, foregoing that. At the same time, one of the most amazing things that I think is Pete Maravich never had the 3-point line. And, it was impressive when he did it. But from the women's standpoint and the talent level standpoint, we've never seen anybody like this ever. And it's impressive. And I love her. I love her. I'm not attracted to her, but I love her. She's fantastic. She just is Jimmer Fredette of women's basketball. And I don't know if that translates to the WNBA. We'll see. But the intensity, the walking down the court, like pumping your fists, whatever. I'm a fan, and it's nothing but good for the game. The tickets to the Ohio State and Iowa women's basketball game went for it was like $600, $700 for a seat in the lower bowl. I think at Iowa, and man, it was worth every penny, in my opinion. So Caitlin Clark is 100% my good, and I hope to see way more of her. I hope she doesn't go away. I feel like sometimes when these college chicks that are great at basketball, they hit the WNBA, they just become, a WNBA player, and then nobody cares. And I really hope that that's not the case with her because she's a good personality and she's changed the game for sure. So that's my good.
Yeah, I agree. When I talked about her as my good last episode,
Yeah.
I said,
It has to be mentioned though. I mean, you don't beat Pistol Pete Maravich and then forego a whole nother season just to be like, yeah, I did it. Peace,
yes,
mic drop. Like
yeah,
it's incredible.
I agree 100%, and I think she'll. I don't know how far she could take the WNBA, but she's gonna bring more eyeballs there, and that's a good thing.
Well, that's
Um,
what I hope, but I feel like they always fade into Sue Bird. Sue Bird was incredible, and then she was
I've never
Diane
seen, but
Taurasi.
I've never seen, as good as they all were, I've never seen a reaction towards a basketball player just in general overall than I've seen towards Caitlin Clark. So I think it might be a little different. We'll see.
Yeah, I think coming from a place other than UConn, it's been tremendous and well received.
Yeah. All right. Keep us going. Who's your bet?
Yeah, my bad is Shohei Ohtani. Bro, you went in the offseason, got married, you bought a dog, like you did all this stuff, and you're being all weird about it, and you say she's a nice Japanese girl. Team
Regular.
doesn't know about
I
it.
think it was a regular.
Yeah, what a great compliment, right? I don't know. Shit's translated, so who knows? But nobody knew you were dating this girl. You're the biggest superstar in Japan. Nobody knew you were married. I mean, it might not be a bad, it might be a good. Like, kudos to you for keeping your private life so private, buddy. But at the end of the day, like, it's just a regular Japanese guy. There was the other quote. I hope that me, her, and this animal do well together. I'm like, well, you should know that.
I
Or
think
you
I
get
think
deferred
some of
$600 million. Like,
yeah.
you're $1 billion athlete, but
I think
it's
some of
cultural. It
it's
is what it
yeah,
is,
some of it's getting lost in translation, I feel like.
for sure.
But agreed. It's weird. It's
It
just
was weird as hell. And then the Dodgers statement was like, "Oh, congratulations! We weren't notified. We would send you a gift." Like, like I don't know. It's very strange. It's like shrouded in mystery. And it started with the dog and Greg Amsinger on MLB Network loving the dog decoy or whatever during the free agency period. But yeah, I mean, straight up go get married. You're probably the most successful Japanese athlete ever. And how'd you pull that? But to me, that's my bad. It just looks weird. Just weird. He's just a weird dude.
yes. Yes.
But anyhow,
He's a little weird.
kick back to you for a bad.
All right. Chris, it's time to talk about it.
Oh,
My bad is the new MLB uniforms.
oh,
I really don't know why you changed something that didn't need to change. They're going for some kind of, comfort fit or whatever, but I think it's a little too comfortable when you're just seeing balls just kind of hanging out there. I think we're getting a little too cozy here. I think the balls are a problem. I think the big complaint I've also heard, and you can see, is the names and numbers are smaller.
mhm.
All the players don't like them. Trey Turner's come out and says everybody hates them.
I
Um,
love Trey Turner.
Fanatics has come out and been like, "Look, we're doing everything we've been told by Nike and the league." So they're just kind of being like, "Hey, look, we didn't do it."
That's a
But
terrible answer. You created these things.
yeah, yeah. Hey, don't get me started on Fanatics. Anyway, um, the jerseys don't look good at all. When you have the jersey tucked in too, you can see the jersey through the pants. It's just
Yeah, that was weird. It's
it's
weird.
why change baseball uniforms? You didn't need to change it. Now,
They were so high quality.
yeah, I just don't understand it. Now, when you're watching the game, it's not something that like is like, oh my god, these are disgusting. So I think eventually, like the pitch clock was a huge, catastrophe last spring training. Everybody forgot about it by like June. So it's one of those things where I think everybody will forget about it. But you got to watch the balls, man. I mean, these guys are, kind of free swinging, hanging out there, and it's just a little bit too comfortable for my liking.
Well, I you attract a different audience with that, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, my opinion of Fanatics is every time I've ordered something from them, it looks like shit. It is not as the quality that I expect. And no dig on them. They're giving me a discount on most things or whatever, and it is what it is. But I don't want discount uniforms on my MLB players. And if I buy an authentic jersey, it better be better than the jersey that I can get like on some offshore website or something like that. But I've
Yeah,
never had a high opinion of the quality of Fanatics,
yeah.
and
They look like
surprising Nike though.
knockoffs. Yeah, but it is Nike. The
The
Nike
replica
logo is
jerseys.
there. Yeah, it looks like the cheap.
That's their fault.
Yeah, we're the yeah, yeah. It's
That's
weird.
their fault. Don't
Like,
put your logo on these shitty ass crepe paper uniforms. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you're better than that, Nike. I was about to say I know Phil Knight, but I don't. I just did a book report on Phil Knight when I was in 8th grade. But anywho, I am not a fan of these, and at the end of the day, smaller numbers, smaller names, see through. Players don't like it. I don't like it.
yeah.
It's just
It's it.
I-
It seems
it's
like that
yucky.
they were made for player comfort, but the players don't like it. So, like, what are you doing? Did you ask players? Was there input there? Like, did they?
It was the All-Star Game uniforms that they had done originally, which again looked like shit the past couple years. They have not looked that good in the past couple years, and they're out there producing all the uniforms now. I hope it's something that they change and aren't just okay with. But
Yeah,
with Manfred, he likes to force his Manfred in there.
yeah. So apparently, and this could be just bullshit, but
Most likely.
the Royals worked closely with MLB and Nike to maintain the larger name on the jersey. And I've seen the pictures, and you can see it's larger, and it looks good. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, why the screenshot that's going around is JP Crawford, and like
Yeah.
it's just Crawford with like and it's bent. And it's like you don't need to bend it. You're using the smallest font in the world. You can just put it as Crawford if you're gonna use that. I
Right.
don't.
I'd be pumped if I was Jason Isringhausen, but anybody else?
Well, I've seen some jerseys where the hyphen guys are just like from here and then just goes up and around like a
Like Pete
rainbow.
Crow
It's
Armstrong.
just yeah, yeah. How are they gonna get that up
See, I
there? I don't
don't
know.
like that.
It's
If you have a hyphen, I'm a big hyphen guy. You know that. I love
I know
pedigrees. If you
you're
have a
always
hyphen, it
yeah,
means you're a strong mom, and that's just yeah. I'm a big hyphen guy.
yeah.
Plus, it's way cool to buy a jersey that has more letters than less letters. Like as a fan, I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting my money's worth
I
at that
mean,
point.
as a Yankee fan, I don't have to worry about the lettering because we don't.
Hey, because you guys are stupid.
Well, you need it's iconic. You identify the player by the number. You know,
It's
you're baseball
iconic. You
fans. You
arrogant
know.
bastards.
Anyway,
God, we'll hit a World Series in this decade, please.
well, that's my bad. And now
Hit us with your shitty.
my shitty, and I'm gonna go on a maybe a little rant here. And I
Let's
don't even know if I'm
go.
prepared to do this, but so I'm
Let's go.
watching. I got the Knicks on, and I've been dealing with just injury. Like I just now I'm anytime my team is good,
Here it is.
I'm just watching the game, cringing. Like, oh, don't hurt, don't be hurt. No, you're good. And then Jalen Brunson
They're your kids?
first shot of the game. Yeah, they are. I care about them almost as much as my children.
Good
And
disclaimer.
I'm watching Jalen Brunson takes a shot and then non-contact knee and then falls and then limps off. And I'm just like, I don't like sports. This is not what I want to watch. There's no point. Every time I have a good team, it's ruined by injuries. I what am I doing? I need to take up a different hobby. I can't care this much about sports. And thank God, apparently it's a knee contusion and he's okay. I still am very scared until I see him 100% on the court and having a great game. But between the Yankees every year dealing with all their players injured, Aaron Judge last year in that stupid ass right field in Dodger Stadium, uh, that ruined the Yankees season. And Anthony Rizzo collision at first base. Anthony Rizzo was having a goddamn MVP season last year. He was one of my goods. We talked about how he was an MVP candidate, and then he collides with Fernando Tatis at first base, gets a concussion, says he's fine, and then looks like the Monstars took all of his talent. He couldn't hit anything. I could have
Gotta
struck him
drink the
out,
secret
and he
stuff.
just kept playing. He just kept playing, and it was a disaster, and it ruined the season. And then the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, the Hall of Famer. We're gonna get a quarterback. We get to watch a quarterback all year. We get to watch a quarterback, and
I love
Aaron
this.
Rodgers 3 plays in, he's done. He's done. And I don't know what to do. And now
All
with
of
the
it.
Knicks, it's Mitchell Robinson. He's been hurt all year. Julius Randle comes down on his shoulder. He's supposed to be coming back soon, hopefully. OG Anunoby comes to the Knicks. He's the difference maker. They go on a huge run. They climb to third, I think, in the East. And then all of a sudden, recurring elbow injury.
OG
That's
elbows.
gonna be 2 months, and then it's just Jalen Brunson keeping the whole team together. And then when he goes down, it's literally if Jalen Brunson is done, the next season is over, and there's no point in watching. And I'm not. I'm 36 now. I can't just sit there and hope like, oh, this they can still do it. They can still do it. No, it's fucking over. It was over the second Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. It was over the second Aaron Judge fucked up his toe, and it will be over the second Jalen Brunson can't play in the playoffs. And I just can't deal with it. I'm just stressing until playoffs every year with all of my teams. I don't know what to do anymore, and it fucking sucks. But I think he's okay, and maybe the other guys are coming back, and yay, baby, yay, sports. That was my
Look,
shitty.
I know what you need to do is you need to take a breath. And then you need to listen to me tell you, like from one of our favorite movies, Jingle All the Way, the Christmas movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he gets up and Sinbad falls down. Oh, poor baby. I do not feel bad for you at all. You had a great childhood. I did not. All right.
Oh,
I mean,
yes, the
for
childhood
sports.
was phenomenal.
But anyhow, oh, poor baby.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm gonna run down the road like Dasher Dancer Prince. I'm like Oreos, Commanders, Hawkeyes. Let's
It's a
not
sick,
that the
it's a sick
Commanders are
world
good.
we're living in.
People, you too, Barnaby
Oh
Jones.
God!
Anywho,
Don't
we
get us
could.
quoting Jingle All the Way. That'll be the rest of
This
the
is the greatest movie
podcast.
of all time, by the way, Christmas or not.
Agreed. No
Only
debate
movie I'll
needed.
rewatch.
Yes.
All right,
All
let's
right.
move on.
Chris,
My
who's your
shitty
shitty?
is it's very easy. I went for the easy outs here. Ohtani being a weirdo, Caitlin Clark being awesome. I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson being just a liability. Um,
Oh boy.
this is the worst trade in NFL history, and I am biased, and I thought that the RG3 trade with 3 first-round picks for RG3. At least we got a Rookie of the Year out of it. They got shit from Russell Wilson, and what a fall from grace this man has had. Things are coming out how difficult he's to work with, how much of kind of a prima donna he is. He was never that way. I attribute it to his famous wife and raising a rapper's kids as well. But I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, like $85 million cap hit, this team is okay with taking just to get rid of you, bro. And that could be Sean Payton being Sean Payton, and we know how Sean Payton can be.
He's
But the
Sean Payton.
organization, yeah, he's full time Sean Payton, not part time. But he's willing to fight and look for his quarterback, and I feel like Sean Payton and Drew Lock would have been perfect together. I really do. I feel like Drew Lock had all the Drew Brees kind of attributes that would give him an edge on in the Sean Payton offense and working with him. I remember watching a special a long time ago how Drew Brees and Sean Payton communicated with each other. It was like aliens talking to each other. Um,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, I want to blame Subway, and everybody whose career goes to Subway ads goes to shit. Justin Herbert, but Mahomes keeps proving me wrong. But yeah, man, Russell Wilson, like I loved this guy, and he is there's no defending him anymore. I wouldn't hate. This is going to sound weird because I just said that, but I wouldn't hate if he ended up on the Commanders. But I don't want fat Russell Wilson. I want the Russell Wilson that's going to come to camp ready to play, who's going to throw maybe 26 times and complete 20 times rather than throw 35 times and complete 20 times. I'd rather have that guy. But I mean, your career's done, man. It's kind of a public embarrassment, and it's really shitty on both the Broncos, and it's really shitty on Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. The only people that made out like bandits were the Seabirds, and
They did. They really did.
yeah, they really did. Dude, they got a first-round pick this year and next year for him. They gave up a fourth with him. They got Drew Lock, and I forget what else came in that trade, but it was a decent trade. One of the worst of all time. It's
Unlimited.
surpassed RG3.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Is that a thing?
You never saw the Russell Wilson Broncos country Let's Ride video?
No, he's fucking cringeworthy. Why would I watch his video?
That's why you watch it. Just
to
watch it right now.
cringe?
Watch it right now. Go. Just do me a favor. Just pull
What's
that
it
up.
called?
Just Google Broncos country Let's Ride, and then just watch for me, please. What are you doing? We got a podcast about sports, and you haven't seen Russell Wilson saying Broncos country Let's Ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Broncos.
Let's ride.
Perfect.
Okay.
One more time. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
What a terrible. He's just so cringe. He's just awful. And I loved him. I loved him. I was a really big fan of his coming out of Wisconsin, being that first transfer portal quarterback that kind of like made it. He was like legit against the Buckeyes, got drafted. I was such a big fan. He is fucking weird. He's a weird person. And
He's
he
a big
just
weirdo.
shouldn't be in front of a camera.
No,
Like,
no.
he shouldn't just take his phone away from him. Like, take it away from him.
Or
Anywho, Rich makes better cold cut sandwiches than Subway anyway.
no, it's the garlic aioli.
It is the
Only
aioli.
Wawa can compete.
Aioli putting on the aioli.
All right, Christopher. Fun as always. This was a good one. I mean, we just kind of dove into the weeds with some baseball stuff, and then we talked about condiments, and then we just I
Oh, that was important. We
kind
needed
of
that.
lost my mind on injuries, but
You
I
did.
love the show. I love it. I hope everybody is enjoying as well. And we are on SoBet making picks every single night. We're winning money. We're winning money. We're up units. We're up 6 units on college basketball this week alone. Chris and I are now doing a head-to-head basketball. I'm watching the Thunder and the Lakers. I need one more 3 from SGA, and I need LeBron to have a big fourth. But I mean, this is fun. If you're not following us on SoBet, click the link. The Sports Clash is the creator code. Sign up. There's us and so many pros on there making picks, winning money nightly. You're missing out if you're not on there. We are also on Twitter, on TikTok, Facebook, on Instagram. Hit us up on all the socials at the Sports Clash. Follow the Sports Clash, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thanks everybody
All
for
right.
listening. Love you.
Peace.